Alright, I finally opened the stream. Hello everyone. There are not quite many people in there yet. Okay, let's see. Did we do an announcement? Yes, we did. I got pinged. Alright, so welcome everyone to yet another day of Crown Clash matches. I'm very saddened to say that on my screen right now there are two skeletons, so we're not off to a great start, but I think this might be fine. Maybe. This is the second skeleton match that we've seen, or well, skeleton matchup, but skeleton match is also not wrong. Let me actually open up a certain sheet. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna cry looking at this gameplay right now. I sincerely hope that none of these players die pre-loop, but dying on pre-loop as skeleton is, in general, I would say more difficult than melting. With skeleton, you don't have to do any shenanigans when it comes to manipulating what rats you get, going to oasis and risking stuff. You're just a slow character with not quite as much HP as other characters. I didn't notice what Brian was typing. He said sorry about something. But yeah, as long as they just play pre-loop completely fine and reach ultra, it should be fine. Especially when once they get to loop, if they get some good ranged weapons, it's gonna be pretty interesting to watch. In general, I would probably. It pains me to say this, but I would probably prefer seeing skeleton matchups than melting matchups because I feel like this is less disastrous and it's less likely to end up in a whoopsie. Anyhow, we have Brian versus thundercl3p in this matchup right now. Both of these players are extremely good. I would say, at least in my opinion, right now this is the highest skill ceiling matchup of this tournament yet, because both of these players have exceptionally good personal bests. Both of them have a PB of loop 18, just on different areas. I believe thundercl3p is Throne 2 and Brian is Pizza. So both of them have reached the master loop. They're very good, but the big difference is that uh, Brian has had very good performance in the past, be it very good daily performances and just good runs. But thundercl3p is shining like a bright star in this current day and moment of Nuclear Throne, having set a lot of world records in the past few weeks for specific characters. Some of which are Skeleton, that thundercl3p is playing right now in this matchup. So, as far as character advantages go, I would say that thundercl3p is definitely the stronger player here. And yeah, as I was about to mention, thundercl3p's Skeleton world record, which is 4-1 Loop 11 Crystal Caves, was set as a ranged set. The reason for that is because ranged is kind of busted on skeleton. Meta is just not very efficient or effective. I haven't really played skeleton, but from watching and just understanding how it works, it makes sense because the Ultra Shovel and the inaccuracy of skeleton, they just don't get along that well. And the difference between meta and ranged is not that big until those loops anyway. So ranged is pretty good on skeleton, especially with his ultra, which takes away like 80% of the cooldown of your weapon when you blood gamble, and combining that with the ultra crossbow, you just get like pretty much a heavy, not even a heavy auto crossbow, it's a heavy auto crossbow minigun or something like that. The DPS on it is insane. You clear bandits so fast, you clear other levels so fast, and with Bloodlust, you just have infinite SPC spam. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. You just need to make sure not to get caught by a bunch of expo freaks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. What did I forget to mention? Besides the skeleton record, thundercl3p also has the steroids record, which he set just a few weeks ago in July. He also has the frog record, which was also set in at the end of July. And I believe there was one more. I think no, yeah, that's it for now at least. You never know. Maybe he's gonna get some other crazy run. Yeah, that's about it for the matchups. I don't believe that Brian has actually held any character board records in the past. He has had very good runs. Let me see. Yeah, his run is set as chicken, but it is not the best chicken run. It may have been the best chicken run at the time, though. I'm not sure. So one second. Okay, I'm back. Unfortunately, I am not joined by any other commentators today. It seems that everyone is asleep. Let's see, who was I supposed to be casting with? I'm just curious now. Brian versus Thunderclap, Naire and Steroids. Yeah, Naire seems to be asleep, and Steroids, I don't know. That man must be grilling or something. Let me read up on chat. You just don't have enough mutations to be able to play Meta on Skeleton. Yeah, that's true. Like for Meta on Skeleton, you need so many things. You need extra feet. You need. I don't know about Eagle Eyes because Leo was trying to convince me, or at least with one message, he said that Laser Brain is better than Eagle Eyes. I don't exactly remember what the Ultra Shovel spread is like on Skeleton, but I would assume that you need both extra feet and Eagle Eyes. And then you're missing out on a lot of other mutations, and it's just it's not very good. But yeah, also yeah, auto crossbow drops for both of these players. That's very lucky. Shovel sucks with Eagle Eyes or without Eagle Eyes, and with Eagle Eyes you lose a mutation you really need. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of just the worst of both worlds. Your weapon doesn't really change, but you lose mutations that. Oh, Brian almost gets exploded by Little Hunter there. The movement speed of Skeleton is really not doing him any good. Good afternoon, Ivy. You can join if you want. Yes, hello, Sparky. I am now Master Sparky.
Yeah, the shovel without Eagle Eyes on Skeleton is like so barely close to being perfectly fine, but it just isn't, and you die.
Right. I think I mildly remember watching some Skeleton gameplay without Eagle Eyes, and it's like the usual gap that you have that the projectiles sometimes can slip through if you're unlucky is like like 20 or 30% bigger, so there's just a lot of stuff going through, something like that.
Yeah, and then with Eagle Eyes, it's the same spread as steroids, but without the auto fire.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Range
Like,
just seems like the optimal pick here.
On that one steroids run I did a couple weeks ago, was that like you can kind of just shake the Ultra Shovel in front of you while holding down right click, and because of the amount of like trigger procs and stuff you get, you can like basically get a 180-degree spread.
You don't really need feet with the use shovel meta, but feet allows you to survive loop 1 and loop 2. I somehow really doubt that. Extra feet is just like normal character movement speed, which you don't have even with extra feet, but at least it's closer to it. It's just so essential to making a lot of plays and avoiding a lot of danger.
Yeah, I feel like big bandits just wouldn't work if you didn't have feet.
Yeah, you're just gonna get cornered by Popo Freaks so badly, especially if you get unlucky with bandits moving off screen, teleporting, and then cornering you along with the Popo Freaks.
Yeah,
it just sounds like a nightmare.
Webs and crystal caves.
Yeah, inevitably there are gonna be some webs that you have to step on, and yeah, if you get caught by a single laser, it's GG. And also, like, ranged on Skeleton, I admittedly have not watched thundercl3p's record whatsoever, but I would assume that Throne 2 is like relatively free because you basically get 7 SPC shots for free, and it's kind of hard not to win the fight with that. Crystal Caves get SPC to death. Yeah, that's true. That is pretty true. Both of the players taking Thrombot for better gamble odds. Is that something that thundercl3p did in the record as well? I should have really watched that run. I don't know how long it is.
I still don't really understand the logic of picking Thronebutt.
Yeah, I
But
don't
I
think.
mean, people who are good at playing skeleton swear that it's good and worth taking, so
I would assume
I
that it.
guess I'm just dumb.
Yeah, I would assume it's probably pretty good on bandits, just for being able to keep up the minigun of the U-bow for longer without having to rely on waiting for health drops from like Popo Freaks or something like that. Like you can just take more or more bandits than usual. But I don't know. What other mutation would you have instead of Thrumbot?
Feet, probably, but I mean,
Okay.
they would
Yeah,
probably just say that's not important.
yeah, that's true, and also, yeah, that is also true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's pretty true. I feel like both of them, without extra feet, you can also get caught by Popo Freak so badly on Skeleton, especially on ranged. I feel like this already happens on Ice and other characters trying ranged. Like one bad decision, one wrong move, and you can get cornered by like three unlucky freaks just shooting at you from several directions, and you're somehow dead. And especially when you're moving so slow, like Skeleton, I feel like the chances of happening that are a lot bigger. Combat allows Skeleton to take more risks and makes the bosses less tedious. Which bosses though? I mean, bandits. Sure, you can kill more bandits before you have to refresh your health. Mom, yeah, I guess the same applies there. You can shoot, you can spam more before you need to worry about health. So you can kill her. Like with Thrombot, you can kill her, and without Thrombot, you may have had to wait for Popo Freaks or something like that. Brian really underusing his super flat cannon, getting low on both. Doesn't necessarily matter because he has Bloodlust and he can just blood gamble, but still. That is something that I'm finding in a lot of different players in this tournament. Like, people are just not balancing the usage of their weapons too well. They're just tunnel visioning on using one of their good weapons. It's like in the meta, it was people using their melee weapon too much and not utilizing their plasma or super plasma cannon. And here, right now for Brian, it was the super flat cannon. Thrombot allows you to play more entrenched. You don't have to push with ranged Thrombot Bloodlust Skeleton. You pretty much always have ammo. Thrombot improves your losses and gains. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
I still feel like I'd rather just be a hipster and pick feet if I were to do a ranged skeleton run.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the difference is probably not that big. Like, I feel like both of those picks are good. But I'm not sure. Skeleton is one of those things that, like, when I'm watching and it's just such an out there kind of run. It's the kind of run that I would actually have to try for myself to have any solid opinions. Whereas most other things I can understand perfectly fine already.
And also, I mean, if you're doing a legit skeleton run, you're only going to have 8 mutations. So you would just have the set that they have right now without butt, and that would just be the entire set.
Also, yeah, speaking of which, both of the players actually got to level Ultra, cleared pre-loop without dying, so this is off to a good start. Is Brian listening to the stream? You naughty boy.
Yeah, there's no way that butt is better than brain for ranged.
Absolutely not. Having as much damage to neutralize Throne 2 is just too important. Like, Thronebot just doesn't matter on Throne 2. Huh? You just need to be at full HP so that you have 7 SPC shots plus the 2 that you already have in your clip with your own ammo. Actually, wait, am I stupid about this? If you lose the gamble, you only lose 1 HP no matter the weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's 7 shots. So, like, yeah, no way Thronebot matters there.
Sorry, legit skeleton if you're not a crazy person transforming on 5-1 loop 1. My mistake.
Skeleton has always been that character that always seems broken on paper. Yeah, one of the earlier records was Skeleton. I can't remember, was it the Super Crossbow run that like Jorge Vista did, or someone else?
It was Idiot's 16 mutation run.
Alright, yeah.
So technically not.
Yeah. I don't know those that record timeline
know.
that well at all. It's just way
People
too long
accepted
ago.
it as the world record when it happened, so it was a legit record.
Do you think if Big Dog existed back then, and since the game was basically still in development, if Nick Nuclear's Loop 25 run happened? Or whichever loop it is, it's Loop 25, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would people count it as a record? Okay, both of these players have the exact same weapons. Nothing is dropping for them. I do hope to see some Plasma Cannon, or even better, Super Plasma Cannon action here. This is actually going to be super interesting if both of them get ranged meta. I actually really want to watch this matchup. Like, I was pretty disappointed by the Skeleton pick, but seeing as the players actually survived pre-loop and did completely fine, if they get the U-Bow and the Super Plasma Cannon, it's actually going to be super interesting. Oh! Speaking of which, Ultra Crossbow for Thunderclap inside the weapon chest. So Brian will be getting that as well. That is very nice. But yeah, if both of them get their setups, it's actually going to be really interesting to see. We'll have to pay attention to the experience advantage that Thunderclap has with his record and numerous Skeleton runs before that, because I don't think Brian has actually played Skeleton whatsoever. At least I can't remember him doing so. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that is just so good. The Ultra Bow minigun going. Oh, yeah, this kind of makes me want to play Skeleton, but then I remember how slow the pre-loop is. I just hate moving slow. I'm such a perma-zoomer. I want to move fast. Combat definitely helps with this. Yeah, but you have to ask the real questions. Does it really make a difference?
I mean, at a certain point, you're just getting so much help with Bloodlust anyway that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like on these early loops, even right now, if he was losing a lot of HP, losing the gambles, he would still be perfectly fine. He's killing so much stuff. And if he is losing health, he can just shoot manually for a bit. And then on later loops, you're killing so much, like so many small enemies accidentally, that Bloodlust heals you so much that it shouldn't matter.
And he'll also have SBC by that point, killing like hundreds of enemies.
The only in absolute only two parts where Trombat is actually gonna matter for Ultra Bow. Oh my god. Wow, nice dodge on Brian's screen right now. Well, okay, Skeleton moves slower, so those kind of dodges are easier.
Literally focus mode.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was about to say, the only place where Trombat should matter for Ultra Bow minigun is Bandits and Mom. I can't think of anything else, really. Like, being able to kill more bandits without having to restock, and just being able to do more damage to Mom without having to restock is a big comfort boost. It's another thing, it's like one of the reasons why I like YV range so much. People might think it's a meme, and no one's really tried it besides me doing that one run, or like those few runs. But business U-Bow is just, oh my god, on U100 especially, where diaphragms are fixed, it's just nuts for bandits. You kill them so fast. It might not be as fast as Skeleton, but it's really powerful. What's happening?
Those lasers were gonna get Brian.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like on a web and there were like 3 different crystals shooting at him. But he only took 1 damage.
Yeah, Choma is 4 areas ahead of Brian right now, and both of them had the exact same weapons and mutations in this run. So
well, Brian is gonna pick up speed now that he's about to pick up that U-Bow.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Skeleton experience is showing on Thunderclap with the confidence of his play. There we go, Ultra Crossbow for Brian. Interesting though, Thunderclap goes with U-Bow Autobow, but Brian sticks with the Super Flat Cannon. I think Brian might just not care about his second weapon slot, so he just doesn't care. Like, I don't imagine that he's going to be using the Super Flat Cannon that much anyway. There's not really a need to. Probably just for Vans, yeah. Thrombot for 2, Throne 2 gives you 9.5
Oh, Super Plasma Cannon in the big chest for Brian.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be really interesting.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like we really are blessing these players. Oh, Brian went quite a bit, went pretty ham there, but it's okay.
He got shot by a cop. Or I don't even remember what he got hit by.
Yeah, he got hit by an enemy. Thrombite for Throne 2 gives you 9.5 shots instead of 7. Do you realize how overkill that is? And
hey, I mean,
keep in
when
mind, you also have 2 shots of your regular ammo on top of that. You have 7 from your health and 2 from your normal ammo.
they're just preparing for when the skeleton world record is going to be loop 25, and you're going to need those extra 2.5 shots.
See, that sounds really silly, but it should be really easy to clear loop 25 thrown to a skeleton, probably. Maybe if you go like back muscle or something for those 2 additional shots on top of if you do like a super weird range set with nothing else that you really need, just like thrown by the back muscle, double damage. That's it, really. Just making sure that you have full energy. That ultra bow crossbow is just so satisfying to watch. I already accepted that ranged skeleton is much better than normal, but I still dream of good melee run, says Leo, one of the oldest skeleton connoisseurs.
Oh, Steroids is alive.
Yo, what's up? Oh yeah, brother. Are we gonna kill the icon?
Yeah, brother.
Oh, let's go. Hey, what's up, Steroids? We now have one more caster. Ayubo. Automatic ultra bow. Is that what you're trying to say? It shoots so much faster than an automatic crossbow does, though. It's an the ultra crossbow minigun, really. It just depends on how fast you can click. Especially under trigger finger procs, it gets kind of absurd. Like you already have 80% of the cooldown erased, and then if you kill one enemy, and you're probably killing an enemy with already existing bolts when you're shooting new ones. So you can pretty much shoot as fast as you can click in most areas. Damn, skeleton ranged when you already have the full setup. It's kind of nutty. It's almost as nutty, maybe even more nutty than Secret Meta. Oh, thundercl3p just mowing down those bandits, absolutely no trouble. The ultra crossbow minigun is so powerful. Good lord. It's also really nice that you just don't have to care about rads whatsoever. It kind of destroys my mind, like looking at this gameplay, seeing so many ultra crossbow bolts fly out, but the rads just not moving. And this would be different if this was on non-beta as well. Yeah, that bandit fighting, I feel like it's like oddly satisfying. It's like one of those
strats from Tema.
What is he doing?
What the fuck is...
Steroids is stoned to the moon watching this and just not understanding what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
like,
he's...
I get it, but why?
yeah, me too.
I mean,
Huh?
good job.
Yeah, doesn't this feel like kind of pointless? I don't know. He could have cleared the entire level approaching this same point. Oh, he wants to go to pizza.
I still feel like he would have cleared the level normally more quickly.
Yeah, the same time that he spent doing all of that digging and approaching Mom, he would have just been shooting at all of the enemies and cleared the entire level and Mom. And just already would have been on scrapyards.
Well, maybe... I don't know, maybe that was the safe play. I don't really get it, but sure, yeah. It works.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like you really need the safe play when you have this kind of weaponry. But yeah, it is definitely safe. Like, it is definitely undeniably
safe. He probably
safe.
just did it like as more of a meme.
Maybe. Maybe he's addicted to digging. I am a skeleton, and I'm digging corridors. There's no rhyme, but it's okay.
I would
I wonder
honestly
what-
just pick up that lightning cannon.
Yeah, me too. I was about to say exactly that. Like, I wonder when thunderclap is gonna get some weapon worthy of taking that second slot. There probably have already been a few, but it like not useful enough by comparison that it actually matters picking it up. The U-bow is just kind of nutty. Elites really just don't exist with skeleton. Yeah. Oh. Always nice seeing them go down to 1 HP. Yeah. I'm like seeing them go down to 1 HP, and I'm somewhere deep down in my brain, I'm hoping they click one more time and lose the gamble. Something malicious is brewing in my brain. Brian just not opening the big chest. I guess that makes sense because he already has the weapons. Yeah, never mind. Oh, Brian, what a lucky bastard. Yeah. Besides that, even with that, Thunderclap is still pulling ahead. But the lead is definitely shrinking. Brian is only a few areas behind. In general, I would say that the U-bow versus U-bow plus SPC on Skeleton shouldn't make that big of a difference in terms of clear. The main part where you save time with having the SPC is wow, and this completely counteracts my point, is killing a lot of smaller enemies so you don't have to search for the enemies. But Brian had to do exactly just that right now. I feel like with this setup, you could just do like an arc of perfectly covering each pixel on the screen so that you hit every possible enemy with the Ultra Bow. Alright, a sip of this energy drink goes out to these two legends.
Oh, apparently that SPC was reflected.
Yeah, reflected plasma is kind of funny as Skeleton. Especially if it flies in a funny way and you just can't possibly escape it with your movement speed. It's like, alright, well, I guess that's the end, brother. How did that Egron take 1 frame of damage from the SPC and not die? How much damage does it do?
I think 22.
What?
I could be
Okay.
completely making that up. Let me check.
I thought it was a lot bigger. I remember it being like some 40 number, but maybe I'm thinking of Laser Brain and lasting an
Super
additional
plasma
frame.
cannon. Fires a huge ball of plasma that shrinks when hitting enemies and walls until it explodes, dealing between 22 and 10 damage per frame as it gets smaller. I'm a genius.
Wow. I always thought it was more.
Well, usually it
got them.
hits for longer than 1 frame.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I just meant like for each individual tick. Ultra Shovel for Thunderclap. Let's go! 2 Ultra Shovels actually. The other one is just not quite right.
Yeah.
3 Ultra Shovel? Wait, is there a third one? Or do you mean the... Yeah, there was definitely... Oh, Super Crossbow! Yeah, Super Crossbow is definitely an upgrade compared to the other bow there. Yeah, there was another Ultra shotgun before. I don't think I saw any other Ultra shovels though. Yeah, nothing special happening just yet. But the lead is definitely shrinking. Actually, that's not true. Thunderclap still has like a 2 area lead, which is pretty much what he had when I first talked about it.
Yeah, well, before Brian got the U-bow, Tema was 4 stages ahead.
Yeah, it's shrinking on the grand scale, but it's not shrinking compared to when I first talked about it. Thanks, Helicopter. Yeah, man, I love helicopters.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, he
Loses
finally
spirit to gambling.
Yeah, it finally happened.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Yeah. he got shot by the cop while he was gambling, so
I was so scared about that plasma being somehow reflected. I think Brian had the same thought because he looked away from it. He was like, no! I'm gonna be petrified if I look at it. Yeah, Ultra Shovel. It's a
There's
goofy
the Ultra
speed.
Shovel I was talking about.
Yeah. Skeleton is is hard, yeah. I mean, I would say Skeleton is not necessarily hard, but definitely there really were two Ultra Shovels. Okay.
yeah. Oh,
Wow.
Brian almost ran out of rads. He had to not gamble for most of that level.
Yeah, I would still say that Skeleton is pretty wonky, and I would go as far as to say hard before you actually find the ideal weapons. Like, if you have just generic loop 1, loop 2 ranged weapons, let's say, I don't know, heavy assault rifle and something, and that's the best you've got, the gameplay is going to be pretty wonky. Skeleton really kind of just relies on having that one or two weapons that are just OP with blood gamble. Something really hard hitting, or something hard hitting for low ammo. Yeah, absolutely. If they had to play these two loops with something that is not a Yubo, it would look nowhere near as easygoing. They did play with Autobow for a bit, and it was completely fine, but it wasn't this kind of a
Emma's almost
steamroll.
out of ammo on low health. Yeah, I don't really know how you're supposed to play Palus without SPC on Skeleton.
Just shoot your gun, bro.
Brother, yeah, that's fucking true. I wasn't actually looking at Thomas' screen, but if I were to take a guess, I would say he probably used the super crossbow blood gamble, or just the super crossbow in general, which I wouldn't do. That's the only assumption that I can make as to why he could have gotten in that situation. Even without SPC, he is so much faster. If you have the U-bow, of course, but if you have generic loop weapons, it's not that fast. Like, playing just a generic good character would have been better. Especially if it's like YV with Rabbit Paw or something. Yeah, we have a lot of thundercl3p fanboys in the chat. I agree with that. I'm also rooting for thundercl3p. Definitely not biased. Yeah, two stage difference still. Actually, yeah, two. Brian is the best? Yeah, I don't know. I said this a million times, I think it's just propaganda. Alright, half an hour into the match. We're finally into loop 3 with Skeleton ranged. Let's go.
Hell yeah, brother.
It is definitely quite something to know that one of the few loop 3 runs so far is on Skeleton. Yeah, I forgot to translate those images on thundercl3p's screen because I somehow just mentally rendered them out. I didn't notice them until just now. But the top one says, "Kiss your monitors, I'm online." And the one below it says, "Every Friday."
Yeah, and the middle one says lucky shot.
Oh, thank you. That one was really hard. I gave up on it.
Yeah, at this point is probably where Temma is gonna start to slow down, not having SPC.
Told you Skeleton is not a throw pick. In the grand scheme of things. Well, yeah, I already said that I think Skeleton is not as bad of a pick as Melting. Because Skeleton genuinely can really steamroll stuff and it's not as dangerous.
I mean, if you agree on a Skeleton versus Skeleton matchup, it's not really a throw. But like,
Yeah.
if you play Skeleton knowing that your opponent is picking like a real character, then it's kind of a throw.
Get real character. But yeah, as I was gonna say, with what Sparky said in consideration, in the grand scheme of things, if you picked Skeleton and someone else didn't, you were losing. If someone picked a top character, they can go to Abysso, and you going to Abysso is unlikely. If it ever gets to that point in a match. Sparky gets real. Sparky has never been realer than today. It's very solid gameplay. Thunderclap, building some corridors, killing the bandits real quick. The Ultra Crossbow minigun is just too powerful. Still no.
And
super powerful
meanwhile,
combat.
Brayan just absolutely steamrolled 1-1 and 1-2 with the SPC.
Yeah.
So now he's caught up.
He's just one area behind. And making up the difference here is going to be extremely fast. I do think this digging strat is actually going to make more sense on these kind of loops now. Especially considering that Thunderclap still doesn't have an SPC. At this point, there is enough enemies, and Popo Freaks are kind of annoying that I feel like this might just be worth it. Oh, well, it might not be worth it if you can't find Mom.
Yeah.
Hello, where are you? Oh, Brian goes down to 1 HP. Going really hard on those blood gambles.
It's kind of an awkward situation. He didn't manage to take out all the enemies.
Imagine they both Abysso? No way. I will... I don't know. That would be too crazy. I can't even come up with any bet.
I think I will not watch the rest of this match.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for Thunderclap, it's honestly pretty likely, probably. But for Brian,
Yeah, I don't know how many runs Tema needed to do to get the loop 11.
I know
If
he's
it was
played
like
Skeleton for like
Easy
several
first
days.
try pick.
Yeah, he definitely played him for quite a while. Like if you check on Thrombot, he has quite a few runs of Skeleton. Eat cat food. I already made that bet for like some other thing, like loop 23 or something, loop 24. I don't know. I can't remember if it was cat food or dog food.
I guess
So
that's
it's all
just
the
the
same.
skeleton strategy, and we're just stupid.
Yeah, Brian is going for it as well. Brian also found Mom way
actually
faster.
found her, yeah.
Thunderclap only now made it to pizza? Jesus Lord. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he almost walked into the toxic.
God.
Yeah, I just don't understand about the strategies, like, obviously the pizza manhole isn't gonna be there. And like you're gonna have to clear most of the level to get cop spawns anyway. Past like loop 1.
I don't know, if you find Mom fast enough, and you see the manhole is right next to Mom, you just spam the Ultra Bow into the distance, and that will do the trick. Or even SPC, it doesn't matter. Prevent cop respawns in case you didn't finish Mom. Steroids, my man. What did you not realize? You were muted or something?
No, I didn't realize that Tema found SPC.
Oh my god.
Alright. So they're on basically the same level right now. So we'll see if the gap stays the same or if Tema starts to pull further ahead.
I feel like if any difference is gonna actually arise, I think they're gonna go pretty much hand in hand for these next several stages. I think the difference is gonna happen on boss fights, where Thunderclap with his experience might save some time compared to Brian, but even then, I don't imagine it being that big of a difference. I also feel
Brian
like
was getting really unlucky with Bloodlust procs on the last stage. Like he started off with some SPC shots and then didn't get any health, so he couldn't shoot anymore.
yeah, Thunderclap. The game is rigged for Thunderclap. Maybe that's it.
Thunderclap
getting...
Caller shots Hypercrystal, but luckily he hits with the subsequent 3 SPC shots.
At least one of those is gonna hit. Come on. Yeah, I feel like something that may actually happen in these matches is, well, it's unlikely, but some kind of silly throw one death might happen. Maybe someone just forgets to dig into the side, or like bot gambles and then stays in the middle and catches one bullet or something like that. Especially with Brian having not done Skeleton Throne 1 before. But I guess it would only matter if they got to like loop 8 or something, where you need to shoot more than once, basically. It's like one perfect shot, one diagonal shot, and then a few U-bow shots, and that's gonna kill Throne 1 for the next foreseeable few loops. Damn, this is surprisingly, maybe not surprisingly. Maybe I was just being pessimistic, but this is a good match so far. More likely death is Brian running out of rats or Thunderblood gambling himself or off spirit. Uh, these guys are just going so ham, they're gonna kill themselves with their own power. I could not handle my power, it consumed me. I don't know about Brian running out of rats. I don't know why specifically that would happen. I think that progressively as this run goes on and on, seeing that, well, this is my assumption, but Brian must not have much skeleton experience. As this run goes on and on, Brian will probably continuously get better and better at this kind of gameplay, figuring stuff out and whatnot. Hello,
Either that or
Rex.
he might try to play safer as he gets farther. He's not that confident in like deep loop.
Yeah, also true.
And then Temma would start gaining time because he does know what he's doing and would stay confident.
Danger zone. Brian, have you forgotten? He has not forgotten. Thunderclap using his Uchibo more than I thought he would. With having gotten SPC. I feel like I would just go ham.
With labs in particular, I would just be spam right-clicking the SPC.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's basically how I play without Blood Gamble. It's just the normal amount of ammo.
Brian is so base for a green to range Skelly against the world record holder. This is why he's the best. He will be the best if he wins this matchup.
Well, he's like slowly gaining power as he's playing.
Yeah, he's like Goku during his fight with Vegeta. He finally unlocked the one thing that he needs to beat him. I wonder if Brian is the Goku here or Thunderclap. Now I'm really thinking. Look at those dodges. God, I wish I had a focus button in Nuclear Throne and my hitbox was like 1 pixel. What if there was a system in Nuclear Throne where overlapping projectiles would continuously delete each other in a way that there was always a few pixels gap for you to dodge and your hitbox was smaller? It would actually become a true bullet hell game. Like some crazy ass system that identifies places where there needs to be a gap for it to be a dodgeable pattern on like 1-2 or something. God, I'm a genius. Yeah, I wonder if Brian just went with these mutation picks, just basing it off of entirely off of the record. I mean, that's definitely what I would do. Like, the Thermobot is 100% useful, so I wouldn't doubt the pick. I would just go with it and trust the process, you know?
You would pick extra feet on your YV run and skip it on Skeleton?
Yeah, yeah. I remember that.
Let's fucking go. I forgot how crazy Damnation is.
Yeah, the Damnation is insane.
Yeah, Temma was actually pretty close to getting into a bad situation on Throne 2. Because he got juked and then partially missed a shot. He was at 2 health, so he couldn't use the Yubo much.
Condensed meat mutation from that one mod. What does that mutation do? I read that as condensed milk, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, brother.
What the fuck is condensed meat?
Yeah, no clue. Yeah, the loop 3 labs for Brian was kind of weird. So much digging happening. Alright, so now we're watching Bandits for Thunderclap once again. Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
This is the second time that Thunderclap has miscalculated how many bandits there were. By 1.
Can you blame him? There were a lot of bandits.
I'm voicing the Ultra Crossbow minigun for you guys because there's no game audio. I just find it really amusing seeing all of those bolts go. Yeah, it's incredible how good skeleton range is. Oh, Brian is really low on health right now, but it should be okay. Yeah.
1 shot's the throne.
1 good shot is all it takes. 1 shot, do not miss the chance to blow. Oh my god, look at those balls go! Oh my god, he's going balls deep.
Ball me.
Yeah, Brian on this one stage shot approximately 3 times more SPC shots than Thunderclap did. I was keeping count. 69-96, nice. Oh, Thunderclap's mom situation is not looking too nice health-wise, but it should be fine. It's really funny watching these kind of situations and realizing that, oh wait, he still has full rads, full Ultra Bow ammo, and full SPC ammo. So like, nothing matters here. Everything is completely under control. And once again, going for the pizza strats. Oh my god, Brian is going so ham on the SPC.
Oh!
Ooh,
How did that happen?
Yeah, Brian is shooting too fast. You're like supposed to only dig further once you reach the dead end, but he's shooting before he does that, so he's spawning bandits in front of him sometimes. Brian activating the skeleton exclusive freeze frames, so true. It's really interesting how much like a lot of super plasma balls with laser brain lag the game. Also, that's not how you spell his name. He's Brian, not Brian. None of that soy stuff. Yeah, I'm just going complete deluge and depression mode, imagining these players doing all of these areas with a melee skeleton meta right now. Oh my god, look at all those frogs. They're frogging it up. Frog it up.
And Brian is just not getting bloodless procs this run.
I feel like he's just not shooting at enemies. He's shooting at a wall because all the enemies were above. Like all the enemies were vertically just straight up, and then he was shooting at a wall and probably dug like a big old nice chunky corridor. He's taking notes from me digging that wall in my match. Brayan sounds like I don't know, like some fashion model.
Gets hit by the turtle.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're too good. Is it true that Yao said that it happens less often, and not that it just straight up doesn't happen? The bug where if you don't have enough space for a van to spawn, the game crashes? Because I feel like he fixed that entirely.
I think it's fixed entirely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Until someone said that it happens way less often. And I was like,
Yeah,
that
let me
doesn't sound
open
right.
NTT right now and test that. Actually.
How? Pizza is the hardest level after Big Dog? Hell no, brother. Just dig up. Oh my god, there's a poltergeist in my apartment.
I mean, imagine pizza without you, bro. That's fucking skeleton.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to loop 5 pizza.
Did you fail? No, that wasn't me. That was just some stuff behind me. Like I said, there's a poltergeist moving stuff in my apartment. Live entity signs in the tournament commentary? Yeah, we gotta know. I'm kinda curious. Oh my god, thundercl3p finds the first plasma cannon.
Irrelevant.
Oh my god, Brian is just completely ignoring that expo freak and letting it drop his spirit. Okay, that's not nice. Brian, I beg you, do not click the right mouse button right now. Do not forget. This is gonna end badly. Oh my god, he's blood gambling the SPC. And I think he's once again not shooting where all of the enemies actually are. So he's not getting any blood. Oh, he was shooting at the place where Hyper Crystal was. Okay, he has reset. But yeah, you cannot outrun Expo Freaks on Skeleton without extra feed, nor with extra feed. I don't know what he was thinking about there. Maybe he just didn't see that Expo Freak at all.
Okay, yeah, the bug is fixed
Nice.
on U100.
Yeah, you missed Brian getting Expo Freak. He was just running away from the Expo Freak like in the petting gif or the petting video, like the clip.
Oh, you're talking about my clip.
Yeah. He says he's blind.
Blind.
I'm legally blind. Bro, just boiling veins? Bro, just play better. I'm not seeing enough
Fucking
R&B
happening over here.
intensity on Thomas' screen. I wish for every time that he shot
Yeah.
SPC with Blood Gamble, he pressed it 3 times instead. Like I see him shoot up, shoot left, shoot down. He should be shooting up 3 times, shooting left 3 times, and shooting down 3 times. And also doing 5 shots in every diagonal too. Right. Brian gets out of the crystal caves completely fine. That was, I believe that may have been the very first strong spirit drop of Brian's run at all. I don't think that. No. I can't remember. How many times we've had this interaction before? A lot of times, just different variations. If you think about it, they are not even that behind on time from normal characters.
They're pretty slow compared to a normal character.
Yeah. If we're talking like playing fast, then a normal character would already be on loop 6. But if we're saying playing, well, beyond loop 6 really. But if we're saying like playing average as a normal character, yeah, they're still behind. Also important.
Oh no!
Oh no! Brian forgets about 5-3.
Damn,
And gets
that's
killed by Little Hunter.
disappointing.
Yeah, that's really sad. You gotta prepare for a Little Hunter right away. Once you get deeper on, he can catch you off guard. I can't tell if Brian just forgot that it was a fight. I think he started digging a little bit, but he just wasn't in the right spot at the right time. Like he didn't prepare properly. That's really sad. Can you watch Thunder go on? It's fine. He'll get the record. He'll improve it sometime later. But yeah, Brian unfortunately dies. Brian says that he shot a lot of Ultra crossbow, and Little Hunter just didn't die. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's really sad. That is very unfortunate. So thundercl3p wins this first round. Now this is the interesting part. What are they gonna pick for the second and third rounds? Yeah, that was a good round. That was genuinely quite impressive. Both of the players picking an unorthodox not the best character. Getting good weapon RNG and actually getting quite far. This is one of the farthest simultaneous run matches that we've had so far. Yeah, thundercl3p.
The farthest
the
being
bonus.
The Loop 5 Bean versus NNS yesterday.
1 hour RTA in one run, yeah. That was really solid. These players are doing so much better on these meme picks. Well, okay, it's not entirely fair of me to call Skeleton completely meme, but it is an unorthodox and definitely quite a suboptimal pick in the grand scheme of things. But they are doing better as that pick than everyone else did, with actually good characters. Like good default characters where you don't have to fuck around. Yeah, the Bean match was definitely quite something. I wonder. I'm gonna make a prediction. Brian is gonna be listening. No, I can't say anything. I don't trust him. He's gonna listen to me and do the pick that I was about to predict. thundercl3p is actually going YV.
I'm predicting fish.
No.
Horror. Okay. That's a very interesting matchup. Both of these characters are extremely fast if things go right. There's two scenarios that can happen here. Brian gets meta and thundercl3p doesn't, so Brian starts to go absolutely ultra zoomer mode with Anomaly. And the other scenario where thundercl3p gets meta and Brian doesn't, so thundercl3p just pulls ahead because of getting meta from the crib and also being YV. So both of these
This is going to be an interesting match to watch.
There's going to be a lot hinging on the crib RNG, and depending on how it turns out, the crib RNG and the weapon drops for Brian, just the regular drops, we might actually see the 10-minute rule take an effect. 12-minute rule, sorry. I got it right this time.
I don't want to give Bean too much shade for the freeze frames thing, because I was also clueless and broke the rules.
I feel like most people didn't read the rules. I'm gonna just say it outright, I didn't read the rules.
It took like 3 days into the tournament before you realized that the 10-minute rule was the 12-minute rule.
I just based my knowledge off of the things that I discussed in the chat, and I was like, right, no freeze frames, something, it's okay. Oh my god, my music stopped.
Yeah. My opponent asked in the match chat, so like I originally had no crown, but then I noticed that Scrungy asked, can we pick Destiny pre-loop, and Ragai was like, of course. And then my monkey brain interpreted that as you can start with Destiny, so then I put on Destiny.
I wonder if thundercl3p will do stressless Amagon God or stress back to business.
I don't think I've ever seen him play a YB run. I don't know what he plays.
I think he's played on dailies. Let me pull up his account. But just my personal 5 cents, and by 5 cents I mean $5 million. Amagon God YV is way faster. In this kind of a match, if you were trying to push the 12-minute roll, Amagon God would be much better if you got meta.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. What's his name? I don't think it's actually thundercl3p on Thronebot.
I think it's Tema on Thronebot.
Yeah, must be. With the melting profile picture. Yeah, there we go. I believe he's played YV dailies recently with some good results. Yeah. Loop 18, his PB is as YV with single damage, rabbit paw, and back muscle on Amagon God. His other best YV run is Loop 16 Bandits with Amagon God and an 8 mutation set. His third best YV run is Amagon God P8 with Rabbit Pie and Open Mind. What's going on here? Yeah, Because the Gaves loop 15. So yeah, pretty decisive to predict here that he's
Wonder,
gonna take Amagon God.
when you were on your YV run in your match and were picking some random mutation, you should have picked Open Mind instead of Extra Feet.
True.
For the crib luck. That would have actually been a pretty funny troll.
Oh my god, wait. Would that even be a troll? Hold up, let me
Big
cook.
brain.
That might actually be a real play. Because YV is just so damn powerful with 8 mutations and Amagon God anyway. Maybe ensuring that, like, the absolute best possibility of you getting meta weapons in the crib might actually be a good play.
But God, it would be so fucking hilarious if you didn't get meta after that.
The X chest is the one in the middle, right? So you would actually be able to tell which one gave you the meta weapons. God, I'm getting... Oh, Plasma Cannon for Thunderclap from an enemy drop. Did any of them go to Pizza?
I think they both went pizza.
Okay.
I could be wrong though. I know Tema went to pizza.
Or the crossbow as well. This is a nice early loop setup. And the Plasma Cannon is just gonna go absolute hammer.
Yeah, they
YV.
both went pizza. So Brian should also get it.
God damn it, I'm getting some intrusive thoughts now. What have you
I
done?
don't know. Maybe even if Tema does get meta and Brian doesn't, Anomaly might come in clutch here with like keeping up.
Yeah, if they both get meta, I would expect Brian to pull ahead by a few minutes. Just in the early loops, because Anomaly is busted.
Yeah, and even...
But then during later loops, Tema will probably be faster, because
Really?
YV being a better character.
Early game right now, Brian already has a Plasma Cannon, and with Anomaly, that's all you need. He's actually going to be going really fast, even if Thunderclap gets, like, perfect meta. The Plasma Cannon and Anomaly,
Yeah,
double
that's
damage.
what
What
Like-
I actually wanted to see was you go Seeker meta. True.
I saw that in the chat when I was playing, and I was like, nah, hell no. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm still gonna play meta and take the run seriously, if I'm, even though I'm picking one troll mutation. But yeah, if Brian didn't have the Plasma Cannon, for example, and just like some whatever loop weapons, the Anomaly would definitely help him not be that much behind Thunderclap. But with these kind of weapons, honestly, he might be toe in toe with Thunderclap, even if he gets meta, maybe even pulling ahead. That said, though, he is behind right now on pre-loop already, so...
Seeker meta is like unironically fine though. Statement
I mean-
streamed up by the utterly deranged.
My Seeker meta PB is loop 7. And, like, there was a very big chance of us getting to that kind of loop, so I would probably lose the match. Like, if I was against a way worse player, then maybe. And still, I wouldn't do that kind of play. I wouldn't throw that hard. Like, Seeker meta is very easy until about loop 4, and then from then on, there's just so many bandits that every 1-3 is basically a gamble, and Throne 2 as well. I could have played Seeker meta, lost my round, and then played a serious character the next round. Oh my god! Brian, running out of ammo.
Oh no! He doesn't have
And
enough
doesn't-
rats!
He leveled up! Oh my god, look at that! He avoided touching the dog in like the very
that's
last
fucking
frame.
Oh.
That lightning rifle was so good.
Yeah,
There was also
This
a
is why I
lightning
love
rifle
nuclear
on the previous level that he just didn't pick up.
Okay, no.
So if he had touched that, then he would have had ammo.
First of all, if I was Brian, I would have probably honestly just kept the auto crossbow. Second of all, that was a double flame. I would probably take that instead of the
Mhm.
Seeker shotgun.
Yeah, double flame is so fucking good on beta, man.
The Seeker shotgun is just
Alright.
not ammo efficient. Why is he destroying those cars? What's your shovel?
Alright, it's
Thunderclap.
over.
It's so Jover.
Oh.
Oh my god, rigged. Yeah, and Thunderclap is already
Uh,
ahead of Brian, so the lead is only gonna widen now. Yeah, it's Jover. But yeah, the Secret Shotgun is just so ammo inefficient, especially if you don't have PA. It's not surprising that Brian ran out of ammo. I would just have something way more reliable, like an auto crossbow that just has more directional damage, or even a double flame, especially with how flames are buffed in U100.
I do enjoy playing with the Seeker Shotgun, but I would have probably kept the auto bow and not even picked up the Seeker Shotgun.
If for some ungodly reason I had Rabbit PA on a horror run, I would definitely keep the Secret Shotgun.
I was so confused why Brian wasn't popping his Seeker Shotgun.
Okay, yeah, we can see that the thundercl3p is going with the one of the most classic Amagon God P9s, the one with the Rabbit PA. I'm not a fan. I'm a strong believer in back muscle. I think back muscle is way, way faster and also stronger. But Rabbit PA is also very good. Meanwhile, Brian is going with second
Brian
stomach.
is just rushing the levels like a madman to proc Anomaly.
Yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. But yeah, Brian is going with second stomach
here.
He's a big second stomach believer. He's had several deaths where he would have lived with bloodlust. But it's okay. One of these days, second stomach is gonna save him. Chupinini is Pomac, but you're not ready for that yet. I think Pomac is really good. But I don't know. Bloodlust is so much more comfortable. Yeah, Brian is going ham, but he kind of needs to.
He's going ham, but because he doesn't have U-Shovel, his pushing is slower, so Anomaly is just equalizing his time instead of gaining time.
Yeah, he's just one area behind right now, but this mouth fight is gonna take a long time. You can already see that the situation for him is just not good.
I would have just gone HQ.
Yeah, definitely.
On that van.
He has very low ammo, both in his Secret Shotgun.
Uh-oh. Not enough bolts. Not enough energy.
Yeah, both of them, his Secret Shotgun and the Plasma Cannon, just starting out sewers, 100% you have to go headquarters there. Yeah, the Secret Shotgun is just not showing up well.
The grenade didn't explode on him.
What, the one next to the vans? When he was using beam a little bit, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was two grenades, actually.
Yeah, well, the second one, that second one got thrown after he stopped using beam. I used to pick Plutoless Paw 9.
Until I took an extra fruit to the face, and then I became dependent on a crunch mutation.
Bro, just boiling veins.
Bro, just to get better. Now, thundercl3p is going ham, running into all the enemies, swinging his Amagon God U-Shovel as one should.
Well, Brian is already caught up by a stage.
God,
he was
how
like 3 stages behind earlier.
How hard would I want to take that auto flame, but it's, god damn it, it's cursed. Yeah, like Sparky said, it was only one area difference, but that sewers was just so brutal with the low ammo and not going to headquarters. It completely killed his pace and all of the consequent levels. Just not going too well either. The lead is widening, more or less.
I said that because his scrapyard, he finished like every level instantly and caught all the way back up.
Yeah, I fucking lied then.
I've been watching Brian more so than Tema. I assume you've probably been watching Tema.
Yeah, I'm really interested in how Tema is gonna play. I was assuming that Tema was going into 5-3. But yeah,
I've been watching.
Brian almost loses. Oh, Lightning Hammer for Brian. Okay, that's nice. That is definitely a massive upgrade over the Secret Shotgun in terms of comfort here. He might actually be able to start pushing real hard with Anomaly now. Not as hard as he could with like
he had an SPC.
Yeah, SPC would make such a big difference for Anomaly. Like, when it comes to YV, I would say that an early loop Plasma Cannon might even be faster, assuming that you have an Amagon God variation with like an ammo mutation, muscle or PA. but on Anomaly, the SPC is just way too important.
Yeah, I
Makes a
feel like if I were
massive difference.
Brian, I would have just ignored all those cops.
Yeah, just
just
rush.
keep
They're gonna
going
get
up,
killed by
yeah.
Anomaly.
Like, I saw him doing that in Scrapyard too, where he was like going back to kill like one crow that flew up to the top of the map instead of just like pushing the level.
So Hunter time for Brian.
How did he die the first time? He blood gambled a lot of shots on Little Hunter. Thought Little Hunter would die, and then he didn't. And then, because he was skeleton, he couldn't get away after Little Hunter landed on him. So he just
Yeah, he
took
got
a
shot at.
basically guaranteed death.
He took a bunch of flame damage and also bouncer shots.
What? You said that yourself!
Literally didn't.
Brian is gaslighting me right now.
That is literally what happened though. I went back to watch it.
Like,
he-
Brian literally said in chat, I thought he would die, I shot so much U-crossbow. Ooh, energy sword. Let's go.
Oh, that's very
Oh,
nice.
that's nice.
What the fuck? I got a weapon! Wow!
Holy shit.
I got a better weapon when I might get a better weapon. That's crazy. Maybe something else happened that he reacted to. Maybe it's the user job.
No, maybe he just forgot how he died.
Oh, he was still replying to that? Yeah, probably. I hope he gets a usual drop now, somehow. He has the same difficulty. Oh, actually, yeah, we can't know if there's a U show here or not because Thunderclap already has one.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
How did
Thunderclap
Brian
was
take that
spinning
damage?
steroids, we would know if there were U-shovels.
god damn it! Thunderclap ruining the commentary. We have so much potential here with the information.
Alright,
Yeah.
a sub 15-minute loop 2 from Tema.
Brian was standing in the middle of all the dogs. All of them jumped on him, and somehow he didn't take damage from like 3 dogs.
Yeah, I don't know how he still has spirit.
The wasteland calls you.
What does it call me?
Master Sparky. It calls you Oomphy. If you want to play Veins, play Crystal, that's true. Just play 20 HP. It's Veins and better. Yeah, I don't know, not much to say at the moment. I'm hoping Brian does some kind of funny oop. Oh yeah, he should. Yeah, that's a funny oopsie. He forgets about Anomaly. What a fool. That's something that Leo also
I
did.
also do that every single Anomaly horror run I do.
Yeah, me
Because I do
too.
like one run a year.
Yeah, Leo also did that in his horror matchup. Wait, was it Leo? Or was it Atiankin? I can't remember, but one of them did, and I made fun of it as well. These fools.
Griller.
So true, yeah. So true. Doing alright. I feel like Second Stomach goes really like against the philosophy of Anomaly gameplay. Like with Bloodlust, you can just spam the Plasma Cannon and run like a maniac, but with Second Stomach, you don't have that passive overheal. So you actually have to use your melee weapon quite a bit. And it's like ruining his pace. He could be going so much faster with Ooga Booga Bloodlust gameplay. Low on energy right now. Has to kill a bandit with his beam, but it's okay. Almost loses spirit to the back of the oh my god. By getting shot on the back. I mean, what? Yeah, that said though, still.
Oh, so remember when in Loop 1 Sewers I said that I would have just gone HQ? Yeah, I
Right.
just realized that he has Anomaly,
Yeah.
so that was why he didn't
Oh,
go HQ. I would have fucking lost the match if I was playing.
I mean, hey, let's be absolutely 100% fair. You could have gotten a lot of e-shielders. You could have gotten
Yeah.
like a cluster spawn of e-shielders. And we would have made fun of you, and then we would have been like, what the fuck, did he see the future? Yeah, as I was gonna say, with all said, with whatever English, Brian is still only one area behind Thunderclap, so the anomaly is really, really going ham.
Alright,
Yeah,
this
that's what I
time
was
Brian
saying.
does
Is
ignore the enemies that are like going behind him.
Yeah, this is exactly what he has to do.
that regardless, he might get a little bit behind, but never far enough for the rule to take into effect. You know.
Yeah, and especially imagine if he finally gets SPC and Ucha Shovel. Like, if he's only one area behind Thunderclap with like mini meta, if he gets the full setup, he's gonna go so fast. He might even overtake Thunderclap. The only difference is gonna happen on boss fights where Horde is not as strong, but these are early loops, so the difference is not that big yet. So you can actually overtake in early loops and then try and sustain the lead later on. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be a little bit hard to get the 12-minute rule. Oh, Ucha Shovel from Big Dog or Brian.
Oh, huge drop.
That
That's
is
nice.
absolutely awesome. Okay. Big Dog pulling in clutch. Yeah, me neither. I think it's impossible for Super
Ooh,
Plasma Cannon for Brian as well. Alrighty then.
we're
Uh,
so back.
We're so bad. I'm literally blessing these players, like with the Ultra Crossbow drop and then this. Oh my god. Oh my god. What?
What?
The plasma was
hell
reflected.
yeah!
No. No. Oh
What?
no.
It's so over.
I cursed him. He got killed by the super plasma cannon.
Oh
No.
my fucking god!
Yeah, me too.
The betrayal.
Well, okay, I didn't think it was reflected, but I saw that the plasma was like not close to him. I was like, he would be perfectly fine even if that was reflected, but well, GG's to Thunderclap.
Right.
The second round may have ended uneventfully, but the first round was extremely impressive.
Yeah, that was so sad. Oh my god.
Yeah, that is not even a death that you can pinpoint to any kind of like experience or skill difference, really. That this can happen to anyone. I've died deaths
Yeah.
like this. Sometimes I just go really ham on shooting my SPC, and it's a double-edged sword. I might go really fast, but I also can't tell if I reflected by SPC or not. So stuff like this can happen. It's really sad. Ryan is not the best. Yeah. Like I said, he would have had to win his round on Skeleton to prove that he's the best. But he didn't do that, or the meta pick either.
I think he
Yeah.
died because he didn't have bloodlust.
No, I mean, maybe if he had bloodlust, the timeline would be a bit different, and like some butterfly effect would make him not die there. I feel like it's decently
Yeah,
possible.
exactly.
Yeah, GG's to Thunderclap, but that was still well played from Brian for the most part. The death was unfortunate, and the skeleton run. It would have been what? You cut off there.
If he took bloodlust, that shielder wouldn't have been there at all.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. This death was really unfortunate, but the skeleton run performance from him, considering that, once again, I don't believe he's played skeleton at all, that was pretty impressive. He just picked it up and went ham. Actually got to freak loops, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, GG's. Hello, Brian. Welcome to the voice chat. Thunderclap is just going ham. I don't think Thunderclap knows that Brian died.
Just
Actually, I
fucking
can't remember.
vibing.
Has Thunderclap even typed in chat once during this entire match? I think he may have not. Oh, yeah, he sees that he won. Okay.
Oh yeah, he said that Brian was good at skeleton.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Brian, are you gonna unmute yourself? We want to hear your thoughts. How does it feel having lost?
So my mic has a lot of
Oh,
strange
your
noise
microphone
in
is
it.
very quiet. Wait.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I have you at 200% now. I hope Right Guy also does.
Oh. Wait. So do you hear me or not?
Yes.
All right. So that was very fun. I actually asked uh forgot his name, Thundercrab. So if he was trying like, or he was attempting to do something out of meta, and he said he had no idea to what to do. So I suggested in skeleton ranged, and yeah, that happened. And
Brian,
the very next run,
go
what?
ahead.
And so it was just skeleton range for the opener, and then we could play whatever we want for
Okay,
meta.
I see. So it's sort of like what Sparky and Kit are planning. But okay, this is the one question I had for you. Brian, have you played Skeleton before this? Like an actual Skeleton attempt with some build, not just random Skeleton runs?
Oh, I tried. I did some I believe 2 runs. One died on. No, wait, both died on loop 5. It
Oh.
was when I come back like 2 weeks
Oh.
ago. I was just I just saw the Thundercrab skeleton ranged worker, and I wanted to try it.
So you also played ranged on that run, right?
You don't understand you.
So you also played ranged on that run a few weeks
The
ago.
loop 5 run.
Yeah. It was.
Okay,
I
so you
believe.
weren't going into this with completely no experience, but yeah,
Uh,
that's still impressive.
yeah, I had some experience. I'm pretty sure Thundercrab had way more experience.
Yeah, it showed.
He was just playing so fast. I don't know how.
Yeah, he was constantly pulling ahead,
You did a
even
good
without
job
the
keeping up, though.
the better weapons. But yeah, you did really well.
Also something funny. The big chest I got this PC from. I started skipping chest because I knew they had nothing, because you guys say nothing in the stream.
Oh my god, look at
But
this cheater!
Tema was ahead,
Oh
and I knew
god.
there were no anything in chest. So just skip and then got this PC from a big chest.
That is
Cat
fucking genius.
caster sniping. Oh my god. What a dirty
I
lad.
mean, thank you, Wanderers.
I mean, it worked for you, but you still lost, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You still played really
Oh
well.
yeah, brother.
That was a good match.
All right.